I somehow feel as if everybody's acting. I feel as if somewhere down the line, we all are pretending. And the reason I say that is because, you know, I began this YouTube channel because I was really interested in putting my ideas out into the world. Not to say, oh, look at me, I'm so smart, but to test my ideas and to hold other people accountable for their ideas so that we can challenge each other and bring each other to a new way of thinking or elevate ourselves. And the more I attempted to do that, the more I felt as if parts of me was being shaved away. And that's the best way that I can put it at this moment. But, I've been thinking about Hollywood and I've been thinking about, you know, the whole incident that happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock. And I've been thinking about my reaction to it and the words that I said. And I've seen other people's reactions and the words they've been saying and how everybody is talking about it, right? And when I first initially took the time to make that video that I did, I knew that part of it was hypocrisy. Here I was criticizing something that I'm actually taking a part of, right? And that was one of the reasons why I was so hesitant to make the video in the first place, right? It was no way for me to win. And, you know, and I'm watching all of these different people I've never seen before, YouTube channels I've never even engaged with before, celebrities, hearing feedback about all of this stuff that's going on, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, how many of these people are really acting? How many of us are acting and we don't even know we're acting? You know, I see people who do reaction videos who get so hype and get so overly joyed, and it doesn't seem real. I see people who talk about conversations, and you can clearly see that this person is having it in such a way that is appealing to the viewer because we all want to be entertained. Let's not act like we don't want to be entertained. I want to be entertained. If I go to YouTube, I'm either looking to be educated, I'm either looking to be entertained, or I'm bored and I just want to kill time, right? I want to go somewhere and feel as if I'm getting something out of it. And mostly I want to be entertained. And if you can educate me in the process, kudos, right? And what I've done is put other people in a position to where they can no longer truly be themselves. Because there's probably a guy out there or a girl out there who's pouring their heart out right now on a YouTube video, pouring their heart out on a Twitch stream. And none of us know their name. They don't have thousands of subscribers. They don't have a network of YouTubers and people that they can communicate with. They don't have it. And they are trying to figure out the key to success. There are so many YouTube channels out there right now telling people how they can become successful on YouTube because YouTube is a business, right? And it's all about how can you increase your margins? How can you make this a beneficial business, right? And it's almost very tempting to not be a real person because you suffer for it. And it's kind of like the chicken and the egg situation. It's whereas, well, people are craving this. And if I don't give them what they want, then I won't be successful. And then the question then becomes, well, the people who are giving them what they want, how do we know that that isn't the standard because those people decided it ahead of time? And now people have these high expectations. And if you don't meet those expectations, people won't tune in and watch you, right? And it's the same thing with Hollywood, right? It's like all of these actors and actresses, they spend their whole lives trying to get to the pinnacle of their career, trying to get the best roles, trying to appear at the best of the best events, trying to network and, get every opportunity they can to excel their career. And it has to be at some point that they start shaving away a little bit at who they truly are. Because from my understanding, this industry, this world will tear you down. It will beat you bloody and it will brutally massacre you if you do not apply yourself in a certain fashion because there's a competition there. As a man, I understand competition is all around. Everywhere I go, I feel as if I'm constantly competing with people I don't even see because I know that I'm here and I need to get here. And the only way for me to get here is for me to either mimic what somebody else did to get here or tear that person down and replace them. You know, I just don't see real anymore. I don't see real. So in a way, I critiqued Hollywood. I critiqued Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock. Will Smith is a man. Yes, agreed. And I'm a man as well. And I made some statements about what I would have done if I was in Chris Rock's shoes, right? And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what I would have done. I wasn't in that situation. I wasn't in that circumstance. Sometimes I have to remind myself that I'm no longer that guy that I used to be, and I would never want to be in an altercation if I could help it. Only in self defense. If myself or a family member is in a position where I have to defend myself, I will do so. But no one should seek out altercations or advocate for violence, right? At least that's how I see it. It's my opinion. But in the moment of criticizing, I think at the same time I was overlooking humanity. Even though I was critiquing humanity, I was overlooking humanity and Hollywood itself, right? So the thing that happened with Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, then it goes forward to say that everybody in that room sat there in their seats and they watched what happened. And then afterwards, Will Smith went and got his award, and everybody clapped and cheered as he teared up and made his apologies to the Oscars and his fellow nominees. And then they went and partied after a man was assaulted on stage. And this says something about the mentality of all of those people in that room. And some people disagree with it. Some people agree with it. I'm pretty sure you can see videos of different celebrities agreeing, different celebrities disagreeing, right? We can't even agree on one thing. Is it right for another man to assault another man because another man made a joke in a public setting in that environment and that person happened to be a comedian and his sole job is to do that, right? We can't even agree there. People are torn between those two things, right? Who's right? Who's wrong? Of course, it's my job as a YouTuber to get up here and say, I'm right. And everybody who disagrees with me is wrong. And I'm going to explain why, right? And that's the job of every YouTuber because every YouTuber has a job to appease their followers, their listeners, because people come to you for a certain perspective. And you don't want to lose the support of the people who have come to watch you or to get your perspective. And a lot of us learn to build up this wall and try to make it seem as if we're always right, as if we somehow got the formula and we got to figure it out and everybody else is wrong who disagrees with us, right? And I don't ever want to get to a place where I become the Hollywood elite up here, right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of those people don't want to become those people either, right? And what does that mean? Right? People don't like indecisiveness. People don't like the doubt. People want to see somebody who is confident in their position and know how to engage with other people on certain subjects and topics. But I'll be honest with you. You know how many times that I wished that I was into technology and I could be doing tech videos on YouTube instead of politics, religion, culture, talking about things of significant value that could create multiple enemies across the aisle, or people who disagree with me, or people who will call me, all kind of names, and then I have to go back and debate other people about these serious subjects that other people lives are impacted by. And I can guarantee you that if I was good at technology, I would be doing that. You don't get to pick what you're good at. I don't get to pick that I'm insightful about politics, that I somehow do abstract thinking and I know how to, engage with other people in debate and use these tactics in order to argue my side and to prove certain positions and to advocate for the people who agree with my ideology. I didn't choose that. It's just something that I have, right? And you go with what you got. Now, it could be the same thing for many of these celebrities who were very good at acting. They gave risk it all. It was their passion. They happened to be better than most, and they were able to excel in this particular field. Right? They could have easily been me, and I could have easily been them if I was born in different circumstances, different genetics. Who knows, right? And what I'm seeking is I used to dream as a kid that there was one argument that I could possibly make to somebody that everybody would agree with. I was naive, right? Child, kid, thinking that there was one argument, there had to be one argument that I could make that nobody could disagree with, right? And what I've learned as I gotten older and I gotten wiser and I've listened and I've watched and I've talked is that people will disagree with you fundamentally about any and every single thing that they can help it. You will find somebody who will disagree with any statement you make. How, right? But that was just me being naive back in the day, right? So now I'm faced with a different question. Now that I'm analyzing all of these things and I'm just being honest and genuine, um, there's this YouTube algorithm that you have to feed and you have to jump on certain topics if you want to be relevant, if you want to get certain views, if you want to rise up and you want to engage with other big top content creators. Like there's this whole system that you're drug into and you don't get to decide the rules, right? There's even people who will teach you how to win the game. And they win the game by teaching you how to win the game. I don't buy into all of these YouTube gurus who you got to do this and you got to do that. Look, life is about breaking rules and seeing what works. As long as you're not being a criminal, and as long as you're not doing it illegal. But sometimes it's about breaking the mold and seeing what works. And then somebody had to be the first person to do something, right? And I take that approach, win or lose, because those people who are willing to lose, even if they have a dream or a passion about something, those are the people who understand that they are standing on something much realer than money, much realer than notoriety. Mm, Get my words mixed up today, but something so much real, so much more real than people noticing who you are, people calling your name, people admiring you, people respecting you, you getting the chance and the opportunity to appear in front of thousands or hundreds of thousands. Who knows if that's even what a person really wants? Because what comes with that, right? And I'm just trying to figure out with this new question that I have, what's the path forward? What is the path forward? I talk politics, religion, and culture. Another guy, he talks politics, music. I do music video reactions. And it's something that I even originally intended to be doing. And I found it as a good avenue for me to listen to things that I love and also give my commentary on and provide my insights on. And I appreciate that opportunity, right? And I'm sitting here now asking, is it enough to just win? And what does winning look like? Who has to lose in order for you to win? If I truly do believe that I could have been that other guy, he could have been me, what does that say about my reality? What does that say about how I should treat somebody else? Or how I should think about somebody else? How I should engage with other people? Is winning worth it if everybody else loses? And I think about that with the new election that'll come up and things of that sort. Everybody just wants to win. We just want to win. Or some people just want to see the other side lose by any means. How many of us are sitting back trying to think of a solution that brings everybody along? Like, I think that is a path worth pursuing. Is it realistic? Can it be accomplished? Maybe not. That's yet to be seen. But I am very much open and very much willing to give it a shot, right? I've heard people say, and I'm a conservative. I've heard people say, "Oh, you can't talk to conservatives," or "conservatives are delusional," or "conservatives are a bunch of fascists." I've heard everything, right? But I don't truly believe that that's the case, and we have to somehow be able to let that be heard, let that be seen. There are real liberals out there who are trying to have genuine conversations and try to make understanding of these things, whether from different walks of life. So the task that I have here before me and before you, my wonderful Javi Lobby listeners, my Javi Lobby family, to my my question to you and my call to action to you is there a way for you to bring everybody with you? Can everybody win? Maybe not, but something worth thinking about. So these are just thoughts that I have. I think a lot, and I do not make a video about everything that I think about. Um, I believe there's a time and a place for everything. I do not believe that emotions should dictate how we address certain ideas and issues. So I'm very much against bringing my emotions into any of the work that I do. But I want it to be thought provoking, no matter how many people listen. If one person listens and it causes them to maybe reconsider their approach. But being an adult means dealing with things in life that you might not necessarily wish to deal with. But it's how you deal with those things that determine if you're prepared or if you're deserving of that title. Because other people depend on you, the world depends on you, the future depends on you. Every action that you take has a ripple effect that affects an a, an enormous amount of people. You may not even begin to understand. And I do believe that, right? So I'm just putting myself to task because I am not beyond criticism. No matter how many people would like to tell me to be different, no matter how many people would like to tell me to just go hard on this, go hard on that. You'll get the views, you'll get the subscribers. But what makes a man at the end of the day, right? What what profits a man if he gains the world but loses his soul? The Bible says that, right? And for those of you who know me, that's a big thing to quote that. So I appreciate y'all. If y'all made it this far, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for being great human beings. Thank y'all for being willing to listen, to learn, being willing to engage, being willing to put your ideas out into the world for criticism, for scrutiny, taking it in, building upon that, and keep moving forward. There's a path forward. There's a path for redemption for every single person. I do believe that, right? So um, I'm hoping with Hollywood, because I enjoy movies, I enjoy TV shows. I don't want these celebrities to be my enemies. I don't want these politicians to be my enemies. We can disagree and we can have our moments, but we also have to make sure that we keep an open mind for a path of redemption when somebody crosses that line, when somebody falls short of other people's expectations. There has to be consequences, but there also has to be a path for redemption. And we have to be the people who are willing to take that path, right? So if my day should ever come, the day somebody comes after me, the day somebody tries to tear me down, the day I make a mistake or I say the wrong thing, when that day comes, because if I keep going and if I keep growing, it's only inevitable, right? At least I assume so. But whenever that day comes, I would hope that I created an environment and I created a culture, an encouraged one that will offer me a path to redemption. Thank y'all so much. Peace and glory, everybody. Be peaceful and be great. Till next time, I'm out.
1 in a million to 1 billion. Too hot to be in the kitchen, I'll end up melting the ceiling.